Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome if you are new. Don't forget to subscribe. All you need to do is just click that button right below the video and then you can become part of our lovely spiritual community which is growing steadily. Today we are going to be talking all about the full moon and rituals that you can do to really work with the moon, work with the cycles and really honor that each month. So let's get started. If you know me, you know I love the full moon, kind of for two reasons. Firstly, I just love the moon. I'm such a look at the moon kind of person. And secondly, I just find that I feel more energized and alert and just generally better around a full moon, which not everybody does. So it's okay if your cycles are different or if your emotions or your energy is different to mine. It's absolutely fine. But I just wanted to share some things that you can enjoy doing when it's the full moon. The full moon is a great time for healing, for releasing, for letting go and for forgiving. And the way that you work with a full moon is by actually looking at firstly what sign it's in and what degree that sign is in, because each sign is broken down into groups of 9 to 10 degrees. So you've got the first 9, then 10 to 19 and then 20 to 29 usually, and they each have their own meaning, so it's important to kind of look that up and see why that particular degree is coming in and what it's doing to influence, and if it has any effect or influence on your natal chart. If you work with astrology, then it can be really useful to see which part of your chart is being highlighted by that full moon, and especially if you've got the same degree or a very close degree, like 1 or 2 degrees either side of what the full moon is in. And you also want to reflect back on the new moon in the same sign, usually 6 months prior. So for example, we have a full moon in Virgo at the moment, so you can look back and see what was going on in the new moon in Virgo. What were you intending to create, to manifest? How has that gone? Have things come to fruition? Have you been successful in that? Or has it taken a different path? Has it expanded in a different way? And therefore, do you maybe need to let go of things that you were intending on creating and make space to receive what actually is coming in instead? I think this is just such a powerful time and I love working with full moons. I just think healing and releasing is really important. Especially if you want to manifest something, it's really good to release what you don't need or what isn't serving you anymore, so you can make space to receive what it is you're trying to manifest. So it's really powerful to actually work with full moons. So something really simple that you can do is on or around a day before or a day or two after the full moon, you can write out anything you need to let go of. I love doing these. I will literally write out anything that's bothered me, upset me, or that hasn't happened, or that I need to just release because it isn't serving me anymore. Then I will usually burn it. I will either burn it in my cauldron or I will burn it in my wood burner, which I say my wood burner, it's not mine, but I will burn it in the wood burner. So please do, if you are going to burn it safely. And then I will often bury the ashes in the garden. If you don't have access to that to burn it safely or to bury it in a garden, that's fine. You can shred it, you can cut it up, or if you make it on your computer, then you can just drag and drop into the trash. But it's really good to have like an actual release and to actually witness the release as well. It's really going to make it more tangible that it's gone, so I definitely recommend that. And then you can also do a forgiveness list, so anybody who's upset you, or maybe even if you've upset or hurt yourself or somebody else has hurt you, just really great to go through forgiveness. And of course we remember that forgiveness is not about condoning what the other person has done. And if you need any tips or any help with forgiveness, then I will put the link to my video which is talking all around forgiveness and how to utilize and work with that. So this is really just a healing time, and I think it's really important to connect with that and work with that. It's not uncommon for women to bleed on a full moon. This is considered rarer. However, it's usually considered somebody who is a healer or a witch. Somebody of that kind of mystic, wise woman energy will bleed on the full moon. That doesn't have to be the case. It doesn't mean you're not a wise woman or a healer if you bleed on the new moon. And if you don't bleed, of course, that's fine. You can still honor the cycle of the moon and work with it as if you were releasing. Really, ultimately, you can decide when you feel you would prefer to release. If you're not bleeding for any reason, then you can still focus on as if you were and taking that time to rest, go within, to recharge. So I tend to find, as I say, full moons energizing, and I find new moons draining. happening, but you need to work out what's going on for you and your cycle, and it may change due to stress. And when I talk about your cycle, I'm not just talking about bleeding, by the way. I'm talking about everything. So your energy levels, how you're feeling, because ultimately the cycle is important of the moon. It's important for you to follow, to know when it's good for you to launch something, or when it's good for you to have a conversation with someone about something, or when it's good for you to let go, or when it's good for you to hold back, or when it's good for you to rest. So essentially the moon can guide you to live your life to the optimum, you know, to the most positive, aligned way that you can live your life. Another thing that you can do with the full moon is cleanse and charge your crystals. So you can get your crystals, put them out on your windowsills, or you can put them outside if you have a safe area to do that, and you know, put them on the grass or put them on the ground and just let them be cleansed. If they are crystals that are quite porous, or for example like malachite doesn't like water, then, well, also it's poisonous, so you wouldn't want to put it in water, but if it's something like that, then you can just put a sheet or a tray or a plate or something else down and just allow the full moon to really infuse its cleansing into those crystals. You may also notice that you have really vivid or intense dreams during full moons and or new moons. That's usually when dreams are quite heightened. So I would recommend thinking about keeping a dream journal and reflecting back on that. Even if it doesn't make sense straight away, you can always reflect back on it and think, okay, what could that be showing me? And as you move into the next cycle, how has that helped me? What am I letting go of? You can even look back and see how it compares to your dreams of the new moon of the same sign. So let's say you look back to that new moon in Virgo, maybe your dreams then were aligning with the dreams that you're having now, and maybe there's some kind of message there that you can look up. So of course you can look up dream meanings, or you can always book in for a dream meaning session with myself so we can really interpret and get into the dream, especially if it's a recurring dream. Another thing you can do with full moons is make moon water, which is great for cleansing or spells, or even drinking if you bless the water. And essentially it's very simple. You just need a cleansed jar or glass. It needs to be glass essentially, because then the light of the moon can come in, and you can just fill it up with water and set the intention for the water to receive this cleansing from the moon. And you place it again on a windowsill, preferably a windowsill if you're going to be drinking it, so that nothing else kind of gets into it. You don't want any flies in there. And then you can allow the full moon to cleanse and really filter and recharge into that water. And then you can drink that, or you can use it on your altar as blessed water, and you can sprinkle it around your room or sprinkle it upon yourself, anoint yourself if you're working in the priestess path or the priest path. So there's really just this real scope for using moon water, and it's very simple to do. You can set your own intention as what it is you want the moon to recharge and what it is you want to bring into that space, and just remembering to bless it before you use it. So that's another really fun thing that you can do with full moon. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. Definitely going to want to save this to use with future full moons, and let me know what your favorite thing about a full moon is, and I will see you in next week's video.